it's you. Come on in and join us.
We're so glad to see you. We have a collaboration today with Past Your Pharmacy and MacDuff's Soap Company.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Yes.
We're so glad you're here. If you are here during the live premiere, jump into the live chat. We're there. We want to meet you. Say hi to the brethren and hit like and subscribe for us. It does help out the channel.
So for our mention today.
Today's soap is kind of different for Sean at MacDuff's Soap Company because it's not based on a cologne dupe. It's based on a couple of different cologne dupes and then a third little mingling of some things that Sean put in there. So I thought it'd be a good day to talk about cologne dupes because our friend Stax turned us on in the last couple of weeks to a fragrance house called Barrett. And it is unreal. Y'all, so first of all,
our first one that got here.
Yeah, these cap out around $45. They are 50 milliliters, and there's a giant sale going on right now for 30% off. But during ordinary time, if you use the code STACKS, you get a discount of 20%. So
and on
y'all,
his Instagram, he has a direct link so he can get all of the benefits too.
and if you saw our Declaration Grooming Masker of the Innocents episode, you know how deeply that scent affected me. Well, turns out it's a famous cologne.
We had no idea.
And turns out that was the first one I chose to see what these dupes are all about. And yo, it is an incensey cinnamon humidor drenched tobacco masculine vanilla symphony. I put it on yesterday at 4:30 p.m. And this morning during our last episode, I'm just still beautifully swimming in its aura.
Nice little, it really was cool to see because both of us were a little scared of some of the EDP stuff being too strong or something, but this one hit at like the best we could have hoped for. So it's been kind of a fun adventure to be brave and try some EDPs. So now that we've tried a bunch of different shave soaps that are technically homages, we are intrigued enough to want to go see where they originally came from.
And let's have a grown-up conversation. I grew up in the 80s and 90s where there were a lot of cologne dupes. But here's the thing, I didn't really get any of them because they had this like syrupy sweet note that after about an hour just kind of made me a little bit headachy, a little bit nauseous. And it turns out that was just the fact that these were not the best cologne and perfume oils, if I can say it that way. The entire dupe was like $4, right? So, I mean, how good are those oils actually going to be? Y'all, this is a totally different experience. And even putting on my first 5 sprays, I know that's a lot.
Went for all 5?
I just kind of did it on purpose. And it was just like, whoa, I could just go even deeper. So everything in this is quality and inviting and beautiful. And check it out, BarrettFragrances.com. And Stax, thank you so much for opening the door to this world.
He actually sent us our first one.
I know. He sent us one
one
called Daddy, and it had the Shaved Migos label on it. It's the homage to ombre leather.
So you've maybe created monsters, but we're enjoying it.
Yeah, I'd like to say we have 2 or 3 more on the way, but we don't. We have 6 on the way because there was a giant sale for Valentine's Day. So y'all, head on over, use the Stax code. It'll give you a great discount. And put it in the comments. Let us know what you think. Yeah. So speaking of that, we have a beautiful couple of cologne dupes in today's soap. What do you know about it?
I actually don't know much about the dupe part, but I remember it coming down during the seasonal, all the stuff, and we were hitting with so many other MacDuffs. We're like, we got to pick and choose. We have to get the cabins. We
did the cabins first. And I don't know if you saw the record over Sarah's shoulder, but we are giant fans of Bill Evans and John Coltrane and Miles Davis. And y'all, we're so excited for today. Let's meet soap. The Birth of Cool is an homage to Miles Davis and New York jazz, made exclusively for Past Your Pharmacy. And y'all, we want to thank Past Your Pharmacy for sponsoring today's episode and sending this soap out to us for free to review. Thank you, Past Your. We're very grateful you believe in our little show.
On this one, so
I know, and I'm so excited that one of our favorite artisans has this exclusive with Past Your. Okay, what do you got?
Let's see. The scent is not a normal dupe. Instead, using a couple of different dupe oils and my own touch, which he's known for, making this an entirely unique scent. Birth of Cool is 1/3. Should I read these?
Oh, yeah, why not? Because I don't know these original scent names.
Let's learn together.
Okay, Birth of Cool is
1/3 Mason Margiela Jazz Club.
Okay.
1/3 Tom Ford Tobacco Vanilla.
fans of that.
And then the other third, my own special tobacco scent blend, which we've had some of his tobaccos before.
Y'all,
I'm curious if it's a similar or a
Trail
whole new one.
tobacco. Sean does tobacco right. That is one of my favorites. When I just need tobacco leaf, you know what I mean? That's it.
Right?
Natural, beautiful. Oh, I can't
I'm
wait for this.
excited.
Let's unbox this box from New York City. Oh, we picked up all the exclusives that were going on, folks.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, what do we got?
gotta
There it
see.
is. I see
There it
it.
is. Ooh,
Oh.
those colors.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Just something about certain combinations of colors just
And
light
then,
my fire.
wait
And
for the side label.
My MacDuff soaps are I level in the cabinet, and I love my side labels on my MacDuff
They're
soap.
friends.
They look perfect friends.
Perfect friends.
There we go. Oh, y'all, what a beautiful homage. What a beautiful idea to do it to somebody that brought music and integrity to the music world.
And we were just talking to our friend who is a musician himself and having him smell some of our soaps. And he's like, wow, I never would have thought like what I get from my ears hearing music that you could get from smells.
Right.
And knowing that Sean himself
Right.
actually plays some instruments, I
Yes.
think he'll appreciate this on a different level.
And it is funny. Why do we just completely embrace music for our ears to the point where we all subscribe to 3 or 4 different streaming services,
true.
but very little care is put into what we actually smell as like aromatherapy.
Right.
Not smelling your dinner, but like
Right, fuel for your soul. It's a different
These
level.
are the only things we can think of that we just go smell for fun and to take us away and to have those little adventures. I think the nose gets ignored a
With
lot.
that in mind, I think we gotta crack this baby open.
Oh, let's have a first impression.
Okay, I think since you're Mr. Musician, that you should go first.
Thank
too.
you. Yeah, because she did voices,
Yeah,
lather
your
talk
turn,
that we
your
just
turn.
shot before this. So I need a turn. That was way too much fun. Okay, here we go. I've been excited. Because Tom Ford's tobacco vanilla. Let's have a conversation. That thing lights my fire. That thing is just like the most beautiful darks and the most beautiful
and it
lights.
seems like
all
each
put
artisan
together.
tweaks it in a fun, different way.
Right.
So I'm actually really
Yeah, that is true.
curious to see how this fits. Because if I'm thinking of people
That is
leaving a
true.
jazz club,
Yeah.
right? They've all got their cologne
Right.
on, they're leaving.
Right.
But then that little hit of the third part from MacDuff with the tobacco side, like, well, it's not, there's some magnet.
Constant viewers know that we have Master Soap Creations, Tabaki, which is the tobacco vanilla. And then we have the Ariana and Evans.
Right.
And they're a little delightfully different.
Right?
I
I'm
wouldn't
very
trade one
curious.
for the other. You know what I
No.
mean? So I'm so excited to see what Sean's nose.
I don't think we
does
should
with
stall
these
anymore.
ideas.
It's
Yeah.
just going to be a
All right, here we
fun
go.
adventure. Ooh, dark pour? What do we
It's
got?
a gorgeous MacDuff pour, but I'm going in first.
Yeah,
Here we
go
go.
for it. Whiff time. It's serious. Can you tell there's 3
Y'all.
pieces in there connected?
Y'all. Okay, hold on. Wait. I thought that they were all 3 going to be sort of similar. I thought that they would all be sort of versions of Tabaki Vanilla. No.
No.
These are 3 really, really amazing tobacco scents
Okay.
that are playing beautifully together, but they're not what you'd expect. So the
Interesting.
way that the Tom Ford one
Okay, a
is
little sweeter,
beautifully
right?
dark and spicy. One of the other one that I don't know must be beautifully light and beautifully clean. And then whatever Sean has done is bring them together.
Oh, like a perfect little trio, like how harmonies blend, but the sounds,
Yes.
And then now the smells blend.
Y'all, I know you may not believe me, but this is more on the clean side. This is
Okay.
more, but it's definitively tobacco. But that's what I love. It is on just the clean side.
Like a
There is-
reinvented
Right.
side.
There is nothing dirty about this. This is just, and somehow you can draw parallels to that album. You really can. Okay, hold on. Take this in.
Okay.
Because it's the way that album takes jazz and makes it palatable. That album has opened the door for almost every diehard jazz fan who's never heard it before.
You don't
That's
realize
the album they start with. And y'all, this would be the tobacco scent to start with, and maybe even the shave soap to start with. You try that.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I've only really had a few soaps that we've had that had some little whiffs of tobacco in it, so I'm curious.
We were watching a video of MacDuff the dog this morning chasing cats in the snow, so we were
Patrolling, it's very
completely
important.
prepared for this smell. All right, take this.
Okay,
They
ready?
named the dog MacDuff.
Oh yeah, pour for those people that like to see.
Oh, look at that. Like a walnut shell, y'all. Gorgeous.
I totally get what you
I
mean
know.
by clean.
I know I'm right. I don't even have to look at you. I know. It's gorgeous.
like and then there is like a powdery sweet.
Right.
Like, I almost get like a powdered sugar.
Yes.
I know that's not possible,
Yes,
but the image I'm getting.
Because this album, y'all, let's have a conversation. This is real jazz. This isn't like jazz dumbed down for the masses. I mean, it doesn't go crazy. It doesn't go like dissonant, and it doesn't try hard to prove itself. These were still guys that were just kind of relaxing and having a good time and exploring the gentler side of music. This explores the gentler side of tobacco.
Oh, I would completely agree.
Keeps it clean and beautiful the same way that this takes something that could be very, like, you can go into the reeds with jazz, y'all. You know what I mean? You've been scrolling past the radio stations and landed on that one jazz channel and you're like, what is going on over there, right? No. This is different. This is just like people with so much talent that it comes out their pores and they just set them in front of a piano and say, here, just play.
So the 3 parts that are here,
right.
I do agree. I thought something was going to be a little darker, a little lighter, a little brighter, like that there would be different parts, but there's not. They all have been revamped so that the cleanliness of each complements each other.
Right.
Like right when you think that would be off kilter, like one would push it darker, one would push it lighter. It doesn't.
The same way this should not be a crowd pleaser, but it is. It's an unbelievable crowd pleaser because there's something in everybody that can hear this and go, whoa. And they've done that. They've taken tobacco and made it so that when anybody smells this, they're going to be like, wow, this is a beautiful tobacco. It's not what I was expecting.
No, busting out the AKA custom set today.
From Amelia and Gardner at AKA Brushworks. This is one of my favorites. This is an homage to a couple of tennies I used to wear when I was a little Chuck T.
Yeah? Do we...
Wait, whoa.
Hold on.
Excuse me for a minute. Hold on. I don't think this has ever happened before.
Okay, I'm glad I pushed for the lather now, because wow.
Yeah, I'm glad we lathered early on this one. Hold on. Wait.
Right? Is it like all 3 again? Or new
Wait. Now, first of all, y'all, 30 seconds later, and you've got like plaster in your bowl.
Oh, I am getting a whiff of something.
I'm telling you.
Something happened.
Hold on. This exploded. This went from a scent intensity of like 2.5 to like 4.75. Okay. And it's still gentle somehow. Oh, breathe that in. That is unreal.
Okay, I'm getting way more of like the green of the tobacco leaf now.
100%.
And I don't want to say some of the sweetness went away, but it still got cleaner
but it
somehow.
got more natural and it got cleaner. Oh, and a few of the scent notes are binding together a little better this way.
It's almost... Okay, there's been some sense before that the wood has been new to me, and I'm like, that is a different vibe.
Right.
And I get more of that natural-esque side of it.
Right.
I know it's not a wood, but that's almost like the closest thing I can paint the picture of the scent is giving me.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yep. And you know what? In this, y'all, I was getting a sense of the 3 different characteristics because we know tobacco vanilla. We know that one. So I was really getting a sense of the 3 different pieces that they mention in this. But in this... No, this has a way of bringing them all together and blurring every single one of those lines so that this becomes its own character and its own new, unique idea of a tobacco.
Okay, look at what I just saw.
Yeah.
It's stereo.
Only
for the music people.
it's at the top of the album.
Right,
See? That's a stereo on the album right there.
Just so you can know what we're talking about.
That is fantastic.
This up here, the stereo. And then... Don't worry, they included that same.
Right? Well, you got 2 nostrils, right? You got 2 ears. It makes perfect sense to me that you'd want to breathe this in with both nostrils. And you know what? Each one of those 3 legs would have their own scent notes. I wonder how you made it to the top of the chart.
Okay. Looking at our list here.
Okay, you put all the hands together. All right, take it from the top.
Okay, so I was right on this first one.
Yep.
Tobacco leaf. Just the leaf
Yep,
itself.
The leaf. And then
tobacco flower.
Love it.
So that's
Put those
adding
together.
to the sweeter,
They're very
brighter
different.
side.
They're very different scents. And then lemon. Love it. A sweet, a beautiful, like Meyer lemon.
Right. Not the bergamot side, which we've been getting with all the barbershop kind of stuff, but its own, like just straight up lemon. And then pink pepper.
Love it. And I see this more and more. I love it because it's a gentle little spicy kick, right? Just kind of keeps those middle notes bound together.
But again, that color, the image I'm getting is still a light color in my mind.
Yeah, right. And then, to go with the tobacco flower, perhaps.
Neroli.
Wow. Another favorite of Tom Ford. And then rum. Tonic bean.
Not tonka bean. Tonic bean. Okay.
There's not a comma there. I've never heard of a tonic bean, but I'll look it up. Tonic bean.
Ah, you were right. Marcus was right.
We don't even have a graphic for Marcus was right because it doesn't happen all that often. Let's try. Let's see what happens. Marcus was right. Well, that was anticlimactic. All right, let's see.
But dried fruits is what you're known for, yeah.
And then the tree I always say, because it's my favorite, but it actually was in this one. Cedar. I love it. Oh,
okay, and then it ends, which we
wisp
kind
of pencil sharpener shaving.
assumed this would be in here, but vanilla bean. So probably the tobacco vanilla.
Thank God for vanilla when you need a little sweet, but it's got to have some character, right?
Interesting. Okay, so from what my nose was getting, this really does paint that kind of center, not too dark, not too light.
Right.
It really is right in that center zone.
Right. And you know what? Let's do something we never do in the Barbershop Duet. Let's talk about how much I like this. Because the 2 cents that we have, and the other one's in this, so that's why I don't feel like I'm being unfair. I love tobacco vanilla. I do. The only reason we haven't bought that one yet from Barrett is because they're out of it.
It's true.
So
True story.
that is my favorite so far. That tobacco vanilla that Tom Ford
really
put together
works
is
here.
my favorite. And I totally sense that in here, but this is so good, y'all. I want to talk for a brief second if I might like this better. Just what do you like better?
Right.
I might. Now, hold on a second. Because, yes, I love how deep tobacco vanilla goes. And I love how the vanilla is almost your bungee cord keeping you connected to the light.
It's the 1 cent we really know from this.
But the way the other two, and especially his special mixture.
I do remember the trail tobacco. I'm kind of getting a little parts of that.
However, those other 2 parts of this scent have made it more clean and bright and maybe just a tiny bit soapy.
Less
maybe just
sweet, like a little cleaner.
Right, just something magic
cleaner.
in the top that is turning this tobacco into something that's maybe even better. So this might be my new favorite tobacco. Do I like this better than tobacco vanilla?
I think you'd wear them different days, different times. You know, like one has.
Hold on.
You know, like they would complement each other, and it's nice having them both.
So
but there is something.
No, I think you
know, like the
nailed
darker,
it.
sweeter side of vanilla.
So you know what I think it is? If I had to shave in the morning, this is my pony every day of the week, and then if the sun has gone down, it's tobacco vanilla.
I'm with you.
I pull that out.
Yes.
There we go. We're done. Please send money to we sent you at the barbershopduet.com.
Okay, it's interesting that we have this one out as our mention because I do get a little of that Roman King kind of vibe.
I know. They are not distant cousins.
Right.
No, I think
but that lighter of what that one gets versus the sweet.
Right.
This is right in the middle.
Just how they use the darker, richer, deeper scents to be lighter and more beguiling and more playful. That's
and I do
here.
the title, Birth of Cool. There is a coolness vibe to this scent, like a confidence that's just like a secret confidence.
And you know what? That's the thought that we're going to take down to the bass clef. You know what it is? What? We were watching a little documentary on Miles Davis just to kind of, grease the skids a little bit for our episode today. And somebody was talking about a rather famous appearance that he gave once at a famous jazz club. And he walked on stage in sunglasses at 1 o'clock in the morning, played 3 notes, and left. Wow.
That's all I'm here for, people.
Ta-da! And here's the thing. Everybody in the audience was like, wow. They were so good. This is the smell of sunglasses at midnight. This is the smell of 3 notes that are enough. And ironic that there are 3 notes in this. But y'all, that's what this is. This is the birth of cool. This, I don't know if we've ever said that before. This really smells cool.
It really does. And I gotta say, it does have the masculine vibes just because it does have the tobacco stuff.
Right.
But the fact that it's so light, I do feel like more of the feminine side could pull this off.
Yeah.
More than I was expecting, at least just from reading
Let's have that conversation. This could be ultimately feminine. You know how a lady in a cocktail dress with a cigar is like super sexy and a scotch in one hand? That's what this smells like.
I love seeing a girl rocking the drums. You know, just work, those stanzas are getting thrown away. And there's something about this. I was not expecting it to be this light and kind of flirty of a color. It's just different than I was expecting.
Sean has drums.
Right. Yeah. But there is something, even though that it has him on the cover, I kind of assumed it would just be completely a masculine thing.
Right.
But just the lightness factor of it oddly really could go a little more on the feminine side if you wanted.
It's another great way to describe this to y'all. This could have that feminine edge to it. Just a little. But don't you want that? You don't want this to be, because it's that album That jazz, it's a mass appeal. It's going to appeal to the ladies too. This is not roll out the barrel. This is going to appeal to everybody. And that's what this does.
I just wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
It's just a fun twist because on some of the other tobacco vanilla ones, it's a little bit more of that darker, heavier, a little more masculine, girthy kind of side. And this one has a little bit more of that fun, lighter tobacco flower side, and even just the tonka bean that's there. And then the dried fruits, there is a little bit. Hey, maybe you should throw that on.
Oh, let's see what happens.
See if
in
we're
the
actually
absence
speaking
of a splash.
truth here.
Let's
I don't
see
know.
what happens here. Let's
see.
Oh, y'all. Absolutely. Smell that. Now, I don't know what this is going to do.
Yeah, but it's a little more of like a savory side.
This might make it smell like fear and fish, but was it?
No. Oh, but I do get more of that drier masculine kind of hit.
Right. Like I had a cigar an hour ago.
Right.
Ooh.
And to me, it's more on mine. It's the more the tobacco flower and the vanilla side popping out.
Right. So it's pretty easy. All you have to do is upgrade your record player at the beginning of lockdown like everybody did. And then realize that you've got a few holes in your collection. You've got a lot of rock and roll. You've got a lot of show tunes. But some of those things are missing. So you head over to Amazon.com and you pick up a few really iconic record albums. And one of them is just going to stand out to you as being super chill, super amazing, super inspired, super dapper. And you know what's super cool? And you just got your own! So head over to pastyourshaving.com where you'll find this and a ton of other stuff I want. Through the magic of music technology, this is the piano that was played on the album Kinda Blue. It was sampled at the church, the Columbia Studios in New York City. Just very cool stuff you can do. And as far as this goes, y'all, Sean, what an inspired idea to take 3 different versions of something you love so much, tobacco, and put it all into one. Y'all, and I sense the center of it. I sense Sean's favorite, the leaf. I sense that in the middle, and what a beautiful bass. Y'all, it just is the kryptonite to anything my razor's gonna do to my face that I don't want it to. It just lets it be this beautiful ice skater across all the twists and turns, and just the lather's so much fun to build and so much fun to use. It's just sad throwing the rest of it down the drain at the end. Thanks, y'all. So during the bumper, Sarah just hands this to me and goes, "That lather, holy hell."
I forgot. Wow.
Behind the scenes at the Barbershop Duet. No, she's absolutely right.
Welcome to Messages.
Hey, y'all. So we found out that Shannon Soaps has a soap that's based on the cologne that Frank Sinatra used to wear. And we thought, as long as we've got episodes that we can connect to famous people, it might be cool to do cologne homages to some of our favorite sports or Hollywood or music legends.
Yeah, anyone you can think of.
Yeah, if you're curious about how somebody smelled, Fred Rogers or something, put it in the comments. We'll do some research and we'll do an entire month of those homages for you. So stay tuned because that should be a lot of fun.
It is fun because we do have other tobaccos, but this one is its own different one, which I kind of like.
This might be my favorite tobacco.
I do. I feel it has like all the great parts thrown in there.
I'm going to skip the mites for this episode. This is my favorite tobacco now. Mm-hmm. This is unreal.
It's all the great sides of tobacco.
Yes, just as strong as you'd want it to be, but in a gentle hold.
Yes, and that clean, the clean part, you're still for a shave, so you do want to be clean after.
Right.
There is something about this that I can totally see is more versatile.
Right. And for me, when you say masculine scents, I don't go to the gunpowder and the motor oil. I go to these. I go to scents that are beautiful, where your nose wants to explore them even more, much like those lovely characters you meet who are wearing these colognes, like my uncles or my grandpa used to.
And we have had a few other ones that were kind of themed at sort of like a jazz club vibe.
Right.
And it is interesting that there is no smoky in here. There is no leather jacket. But there is still something about that really vibe that's here.
Yeah, because all those others do. They incorporate leather or something like that.
Right.
This just goes tobacco.
Straight up tobacco, like reinvented.
Wow. And it does create that exact same ambiance of a full evening.
It really does.
Much like that album does. much like that album does. Hey, Pasture, thank you so much for sponsoring this entire episode and believing in our little show enough to send us a soap for free. We're so grateful.
And thanks for Sean to reinventing tobacco in a whole new way that we didn't even know you could.
Wow.
It clearly just tells us that we have more soaps that we got to get soon.
Just the idea of combining two dupes and then adding a little something else to bring them together is such an ingenious idea. I'm not sure why we haven't run into that a little bit more.
Hopefully we do soon. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
Why, you'll smell better just watching this.